Go ahead.
Oddly, I began to like New York. And all the while, there was music from my neighbor's house. In his blue gardens, men and girls came and went like moths among the whisperings and the champagne and the stars. And then early one Saturday morning, a chauffeur crossed my lawn and gave me a surprisingly formal note. The honor would be Gatsby's, it said, if I would attend his little party that night.
Great. Music, music, music. You cross to the bottom of the steps. Gatsby appears. There's probably some ensemble crosses.
Your face is familiar. Weren't you in the 3rd Division during the war?
Why, yes, how did you? I was in the 9th Machine Gun Battalion.
I thought so. I was in the 7th Infantry until June 1918. Miss it?
The war? Yes, I think I enjoyed it so much. When I came back relentless. Made going home pretty dull.
I know what you mean. I doubt most of the people here have any idea what it's like being in the trenches.
It's not something you forget.
No, it's not. Where are you from?
St. Minneapolis.
I know them well. Listen, I just bought one of those new hydroplanes and I thought I'd try it out in the morning. Want to go with me, old sport? Just near the shore along the sound.
What time?
Any time that suits you best.
Yes, I'd like that very much. By the way, I'm Nick.
Mr. Carraway!
Miss Baker, hello.
I thought you might be here. I remember you lived next door. Having fun?
Well, it's an unusual party for me. I've been here for hours and haven't seen the host. I live over there, and this man, Gatsby, sent over a chauffeur this morning with an invitation.
I'm Gatsby.
What? Oh, I beg your pardon.
I thought you knew, old sport. I'm afraid I'm not very much of a good host.
Sorry to interrupt, but there's a call from Detroit.
Tell him I'll call later.
That might not be such a good idea.
If you want anything, just ask for it, old sport. Excuse me, I'll rejoin both of you later. I said a small town, Meyer. He's no use to us if Detroit is his idea of a small town.
I feel like an idiot. I kept imagining Gatsby as an extravagant, fat, middle-aged... Who is he? Do you know?
He's just a man named Gatsby.
Where's he from, I mean? And what does he do?
I haven't the faintest idea.
But people don't just come out of nowhere and suddenly buy a palace on Long Island.
Well, Gatsby did.
But he must have some sort of past.
Now you're started on the subject.
It's just that everyone keeps talking about him.
Well, he told me once he was an Oxford man. However, I don't believe it.
Why not?
I don't know, I just don't think that he went there.
I've heard the wildest rumors about him.
That he killed someone?
Yes.
That he was a German spy?
Yes.
That he runs an underground pipeline from Canada?
He does?
Anyhow, he gives large parties, and I like large parties. They're so intimate. At small parties, there isn't any privacy. You having a good time?
I'm having a good time with you.
Dance with me.
All right.
You know, Daisy's very taken with you. She hasn't stopped talking about flinging us together.
Then she'd be happy about tonight.
Are you in love with her?
Isn't everyone?
Yes. If I tell you a secret, do you promise to do something about it?
What do you mean?
Tom's woman in New York? She isn't the first. One night in Santa Barbara, California, right after he and Daisy got married, Tom ran into a wagon on the Ventura Road and ripped the front wheel right off of his car. The girl who was with him got into the papers too because her arm was broken. She was one of the chambermaids in Santa Barbara Hotel.
Why does Daisy put up with it? Why doesn't she just leave him?
Maybe you're the one who's meant to help her.
I beg your pardon. Miss Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Gatsby would like to speak to you. Alone.
With me?
That's what he said.
Think about what I just told you. Please come and see me. Phone book under the name Mrs. Sigourney Howard, my aunt.
She's a very famous person.
Yes, I know.
And Mr. Gatsby, he's a fine fellow, isn't he? Handsome to look at, and a perfect gentleman.
Yes,
He's an Oxford man.
so I've heard.
He went to Oxford College in England. You know Oxford College.
I've heard of it.
It's one of the most famous colleges in the world.
Have you known Mr. Gatsby for a long time?
Several years. I made the pleasure of his acquaintance just after the war. I knew I had discovered a man of fine breeding after I talked with him an hour. I said to myself, there's the kind of man you'd like to take home and introduce to your mother and sister. I see you're looking at my cuff buttons.
They look like ivory.
Finest specimens of human molars.
Oh, well, that's a very interesting idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't do this section.